This incubus, succubus, they live in the matrix. If they was to pay attention, they'd notice who to compete with and who to take notes from.
Harry Potter didn't even know the prophecy and he was out here victorious. He didn't want to have power over people. He wanted to empower people. Doubt, fear, stress, strife will take over your life if you allow it to. You govern your mind. There are things that are out of your control, but how you respond to it is in your control.
Good day and welcome to Queenship Studios. I am your host, Queenship, and this episode today is a special one because it's about leeches. There's many names for these leeches. We have energy vampire, incubus, succubus, Jezebel, jealous spirits, possibly even demons. And this is an interesting topic because of the nature of a succubus. They constantly need to be stimulated. And I was trying to figure, is it because they abide by a godless law? In the sense of being godly, is it because they're lawless? And that was just a question that I had, because if you have God in your life, then you'd be fulfilled. You wouldn't have this insatiable feeling to whereas you're always going to things outside of yourself to be fulfilled. You're always spending a whole lot of money. You're always eating. You're always surrounded by people. You're almost never alone. These people are almost never alone. You almost never see them by themselves. And when they are, they display a sense of anxiety or stress. They're constantly stressed out. And if you see people who are always around these types of people, especially if they're empathetic, you would also see the incubus succubus spirit playing out in this person. Now, when this person cuts them off, sets up boundaries, detaches, and stops supplying them with attention, love, money, or whatever resources or validation that they were once given them, this incubus succubus will then find somebody else to leech off of. Whether that's energy, money, resources, attention, validation, whatever that is, they would find new supply. And some of these incubus succubus, they don't think to change their ways, they just find new supply. So however they was treating their old supply, they will now start to treat you. This jealous spirit, this envious spirit, this need for attention, validation, or doing things to make other people jealous, where it's like, oh, I'm better than you because I have this, or I'm better than you because I'm around this person, or I'm better than you because I'm at this restaurant or around this people or at this place. And it's never because, oh, I'm better, so I'm better. Or knowing that you're better to the point where you don't pay anybody else who's beneath you any mind. You get to a certain point where certain things just don't matter. Likes on social media don't matter. If somebody unfollows you, doesn't matter. Because if somebody unfollows you, if somebody blocks you on social media, say you're in a relationship with somebody and you're upset, so you just unfollow them or delete them or block them, but you still communicate with them. you still engage with them, because you know social media is just a platform. It's just an application. It's not real life. You know, you can block somebody in real life, or you can just block them on social media. It's like hanging up your phone real loud. It's nowadays, because you can't hang up your phone, you can't close your phone, so you just block them or delete them, and then refollow them, and then do it all over again when you're mad. But you neither one of you take it serious, because it's just social media. If you visit the matrix but don't live in it, certain things just don't matter. But this incubus, succubus, they live in the matrix. And they try to bring you down with them. And they have this competitive spirit. Where if they was to pay attention, they'd notice who to compete with and who to take notes from. You have to get to a point where you're trying to teach the ignorant. What they call them, the wayward. The wayward. Who refuse to learn. Refuse to pay attention. If you was to pay attention, you'd realize that the person you was trying to compete with was trying to teach you. They was trying to help you on your level up journey. True level up. Now, people who lack substance or understanding, clear understanding, or maybe they don't read the word, they don't read the book of God. And today we just had our Bible study, talking about Christ consciousness and oneness with all things. Some people aren't tapped into their God self. And everybody has the ability to tap into their core itself, but not a lot of people will. A lot of people may go their whole life without experiencing God in its true essence. Closed off to the real world, finding significance in things that hold no value. You get all this stuff, you have all this stuff, you surround yourself with things that will never fulfill you. So you have to look outside yourself and go to people who are high in energy, who are packed with vital life force, because their source is outside. Their source is in God. They get their energy from God. They're inspired by God. they're governed by something higher than themselves, and this incubus, succubus sees that as an opportunity. Endless supply. Because people who dwell in, who live in joy and God dwells within them, they live a life of abundance. And because the leech, because the succubus lives a life of lack and scarcity, they cling on to those of abundance, because that's the only way they can have a full sense of security and fulfillment by vicariously living through other people, never actually becoming that what they seek. Failing to realize that a true level up is on a cognitive and spiritual and on an emotional level, mental, emotional, and a spiritual level. You gotta fix your heart posture. And not only do you need knowledge, you need understanding, you need wisdom. You can pick up a book, you can read, you can have a whole shelf full of books, but if you do not execute on the information that you learn, you will never gain wisdom. You will only have knowledge. When you execute on the knowledge that you have, you start making connections. The neurotransmitters in your mind, in your brain, will start making connections. Oh, that's what this person meant by this. Oh, this is how I can apply this information. Oh, this really works. If you learn to try and be better than somebody else, or if you pick up a book to, like, if it's in vain, if your academic ambition is in vain, if it's because some people educate themselves as a vice. Because knowledge is power. But the execution of knowledge results in wisdom, and wisdom is true power. Because you have to execute on the knowledge in order to gain wisdom, because wisdom comes from experience. And if you never grow, you just be sidestepping in life. And one thing that I noticed with a lot of females, they consider a level up a change in hair color or nail polish or, new shoes, new clothes, a new wardrobe. That's a part of it in a sense, because you want your appearance to align with where you are in life. But you could dress like drab and be more enlightened, and your intellect could be more heightened than somebody who's dressed in name brand from the head to toe, dolled up, glammed up and everything. They could be shallow. The bookshelf could be non-existent. They don't have a bookshelf in the house. They watch a lot of movies, they have a lot of games, they have a lot of stuff, but they don't feed their mind. They don't feed the soul. They don't do anything of significance, but they look good though. Changing your appearance is the easiest thing to do. Changing your mind is a challenge, because the mind doesn't like change. The mind gets uncomfortable with change, and there's this default setting that is like it's like a protective system. It's like an identified person trying to change your password. You're gonna get locked out. You're gonna get locked out of that platform. You're gonna get locked out of your account if that person continues to attempt a false password. You gotta change the password. It's like having access to you. The more you grow, learn, and develop, that access becomes hard. It becomes more challenging to access you. When you had low standards, when the bar wasn't high for you, when you had low standards, when you had no boundaries, it was easy for people to just walk into your life. Take control of your life. It was easy to have access to you. They say, oh, you look pretty, or oh, I like you, or oh, you're beautiful, or oh, let's go on a date, and they got you. Now they got access to you. You didn't have a password. You didn't have a passcode. Now you're more advanced. Now your access, the access to get you is more challenging. A hacker can't even get into you to get access to you. Now your password's automatically encrypted. No, nobody can get access to you. Because you learned, you grew, you leveled up. Now you got mental and emotional fortitude. You protect yourself spiritually. So now that you protect yourself spiritually, you can see things before they actually happen. Oh, I had a dream that there was a devil interfering in my garden. The devil came into my garden and started ripping flowers out the garden. And then in real life, the devil is not the devil, it's the devil within a person. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. Idle is you're not doing anything. There's no motion in your life. There's no motion. You could be in a sleep state, and that could be your main setting, the sleep state. And these idle minds, they find pleasure in making other people's lives miserable. Everything is supplied to these succubus. If you argue with them, it's supply. If you go back and forth with them, it's supply. If you laugh at the jokes, or if you entertain them, you give them attention, or you're trying to get away from them, that is all supplied to the succubus. You have to completely block them off. You have to completely block them off so they have no access to you. There's this scene in Harry Potter, because I was thinking about blocking them off on a spiritual level. There was a scene in Harry Potter where Voldemort was trying to get into Harry Potter's dreams. And at first, Voldemort didn't know that he was showing up in Harry Potter's dreams. So Harry Potter had a leg up on Voldemort at first, but then Voldemort caught up to Harry Potter, found out that Harry Potter was like seeing what Voldemort was planning, what Voldemort was thinking, what Voldemort was doing. He caught on to Harry Potter and used that to his advantage to try to manipulate his thoughts and his dreams. And this could happen in real life where people intend on hurting you. Say this person is not spiritual and they may not purposely be doing it. Let's just say they're not. If they are constantly thinking about getting money from you, or getting clout from you, or stealing your reputation, or they're constantly bringing up your name, or they're constantly talking about you, or they're constantly thinking of ways to ruin your day, or to make you upset, or make you jealous, or to force themselves on you, you will constantly have visions or dreams depending on what clair sense you're most dominant in. You may hear them thinking, or it depends. I have clairvoyance, so I will see them in my dream, or I will see them in a vision, or I will see their fifth move. But if you're idle-minded, if you're a drifter, you can only see in front of you. You can't see ahead of you. So your move depends on my move. Some succubus may be a bit more advanced, but your efforts will never amount to God's protection. God will always keep you in your loop. If their intentions are impure, you will sense that. You will pick that up. No matter which clairsense you are most dominant in, you'll pick that up. And this is why being connected to God is so important. This is why building up a relationship is so important, because it protects you. It keeps you protected. It keeps you out of harm's way. You have to condemn these spirits. Either openly or in private. But you have to get to a point where they can't touch you. Not emotionally, and you go, it's entertaining. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, get your candy. Sit back, relax. They think they're slick, but they're transparent, they're basic. I can see you. I can see parts that you don't even want to show. You're too reactive. You're too impulsive. You're too compulsive. What you're doing is too obvious for those who know better. You have to separate yourself from these people. And if they force themselves on you, they're always trying to be in your energy, you have to block them out energetically. Now I have to work on this. That may be stop allowing them in your energy. Stop opening them up to your energy. Like say viewing them. If you have them on social media, don't go to the page. If they have access to you, like if they text you, set up boundaries. If they don't respect those boundaries, they may have to be blocked. They would have to be blocked on an energetic level, an emotional level, mental level, and a physical level. The most important thing that I said today, I feel, was the level up is on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level. Appearance is the easiest way to appear that you've leveled up. But just because you look like you've leveled up doesn't actually mean that you've leveled up. You just spent a whole bunch of money to look like you've leveled up. And sometimes, depending on who you are and your intentions, a wardrobe shift is a part of the level up. That's a part of it. It comes with it. Because your taste palette starts to change. The more you mature on different levels. The greatest revenge is to become a better version of yourself. The level up is a part of the revenge. You know how much focus you have to put into yourself, and you can level up so much that you don't even see the hate. You're not around it. You're not in that proximity of it. Or you don't notice it. Because your mind's not on that level. You're thinking of your next step. You're thinking of your next move. Because you're in constant motion. You gotta stay in motion. Sometimes you have to stop to address the succubus. But after you've made your point known, keep moving forward. You can't keep stopping to address these incubus succubus, because then you might end up having to stay on the level, but that's too far down. They gotta meet you where you're at. And if they were wise, they would listen to you when you stopped. Took your precious time out of your day to tell them about themselves, hoping that they would heed that advice, heed the message from God, and actually do something with it. But they got offended and try to bring you down. They got offended at advice because you were right. Have you ever had somebody get offended that you was right? But at the end of the day, that's a damn problem. That's not a you problem. That is where they're at. The unhealed trauma, the issues, the problems, them attempting to bring you down, that's all personal. That's a damn problem. That is not your fault nor your problem. It'd be wise to just either address them and move forward, or don't pay them no mind. Because no matter what you do, they get fuel off of any emotion, negative or positive. Okay, so we had spoken about Harry Potter, that scene in Harry Potter where Voldemort was manipulating Harry Potter's dreams in order to set him up and position him and put him in situations that puts Harry Potter in harm's way. Because Voldemort had caught on to the fact that Harry Potter was able to see into Voldemort's world without trying. He was just having dreams or visions or inklings that Voldemort was up to something, and he was always right, because Voldemort and Harry Potter were connected on a energetic level, on a spiritual level. And he kept having these nightmares, these dreams, these very vivid, informative dreams. And Snape had took Harry Potter through a lesson. It was teaching Harry Potter how to protect himself from the spiritual interferences, the dream manipulations or whatnot. And I found the scene. I just want to play it real quick. And here we go.
In the dream, were you standing next to the victim or looking down at the scene?
Neither. It was like
Oh, so this is the part where he had a dream that his best friend's father was being attacked by a snake. Voldemort's, I don't know what they call it, like an avatar or his pet snake had attacked his best friend's father, and they called the place where he works, and apparently his best friend's father was just attacked by a snake, and if Harry Potter didn't have that dream, the snake would have probably killed his father, maybe, or badly injured him. And they knew what was happening. That's why they took him directly to forgive me if I forget his name, but Dumbledore. Took him directly to Dumbledore to interpret the dream. And they made a call right after Harry Potter told them what the dream was about, because they know that he has special powers. His Harry Potter the Kid with the Scar. If you know, you know. But this the part where he's telling them about the dream, and they're gonna make a call, and now Snape has to train him because Snape is the what was it called? It's the Blood Prince, the Half Blood Prince, and he was very skilled in the execution of magic or something like that. Oh, to the protection. Snape was an expert in protecting himself from darkness. And now he's teaching Harry Potter to do the same. And this is the scene.
Professor, will you please just tell me what's happening?
Everard, Arthur's on guard duty tonight. He's found other red people.
Sir.
Phineas, you must go to your portrait at Grimmauld Place. Tell them that Arthur Weasley is gravely injured, and his children will be arriving there soon. I poured King.
Brilliant, Albus. He was close, but I think he'll make it. What's more, the Dark Lord failed to acquire it.
Oh,
Look at me! What's happening to me?
you wished to see me, Severus. I'm afraid we can't wait. Not even till the morning. Otherwise, we will be vulnerable. Yes, there is a connection between the Dark Lord's mind and your own. Whether he is as yet aware of this connection is unclear. Pray he remains ignorant.
You mean if he knows about it, then he'll be able to read my mind?
Read it, control it, unhinge it. In the past, it was often the Dark Lord's pleasure to invade the minds of his victims, creating visions designed to torture them into madness. Only after extracting the last exquisite notes of ignominy and obliterate, begging for death, would he finally kill them. Used properly, the power of occlumency will help shield you from access or influence. In these lessons, I will attempt to penetrate your mind. You will attempt to resist. Prepare yourself. Let's chill
And it doesn't seem to alleviate. But that was his father. Okay.
feeling sentimental.
It's private.
Not to Not to the Dark Lord. Don't intrude. Every memory he has access to is a weapon he can use against you. When last 2 seconds, he invades your mind. Just like your father. Lazy, arrogant.
Don't say a word against my father.
Weak.
I'm not weak.
Then prove it. Control your emotions. Discipline your mind. Legitimate.
Serious.
I may.
Stop it.
This is what you call control.
We've been at it for hours. If I could just rest.
The Dark Lord isn't resting. father knew that. In fact, he frequently sought
My father was a great man.
Your father was a swine.
Potato! Come on, lady. Say! Spelliarmus! Nice one, James. Okay, what's wrong? Impedimenta. Right, who was that see me take off? Snippets trout.
Kill us so that I get it.
Okay, that was the end of that. I'm not sure which scene actually explains. So in this scene, he had expressed that to protect his mind, he had to control his emotions and discipline his mind. But there was another scene where actually I'm not sure which one that one was. It was, I think, of the happiest, your most happiest memory. Think of the most happy, the happiest memory.
Move forward with a name. A first. You've lost, old man. So weak, so fun. Look at me. Harry, it isn't how you are like. It's how you are not. It was all a crime. And you felt no love or friendship. And I feel sorry for you. You're a fool, Harry Potter. And you will lose everything. It's back.
So in that one, in this scene, how Harry Potter 1 was him recognizing that he's nothing like the entity that Voldemort is. He was struggling to see a difference between him and Voldemort. There was a point, because he has potential to be he has potential to use his power for evil, and he has potential to use his power for good. But the difference between him and Voldemort was his heart posture. Harry Potter knew love. He knew friendship. He knew loyalty. He knew he dwelled in the light. And he had to recognize that that was the most important difference between him and Voldemort. He didn't want to harm people. He wanted to help people. He didn't want vengeance. He wanted victory. He wanted to be free. He didn't want to have power over people. He wanted to empower people. And that was the most important difference between him and Voldemort. Although him and Voldemort had equal power and potential, Harry Potter won because he was of the light. He had friendship. He had love. He had trust. He did right. He made amends when he was wrong. He forgave, and he was forgiven. The darkness wins over people when people allow negative thoughts to rule over the mind. If Harry Potter believed that he was gonna lose, that he was a fool, that he would amount to nothing, that his parents were against him, his friends were against him, and nobody loved him, then Voldemort would have been able to embody Harry Potter. But Voldemort couldn't embody Harry Potter. He had to actually leave the vessel. He had to leave Harry Potter's body because Harry Potter didn't allow himself to believe what Voldemort was trying to make him believe. No, I'm not a bad person. I'm actually a great person. I'm actually amazing. Nobody loves you. Actually, a lot of people love me. And for those who don't love me, they're the ones who don't matter. The ones who matter love me. And those are my friends, those are my family. You're gonna lose. I'm gonna only lose if I allow myself to give up. Harry Potter, he wasn't as knowledgeable, he wasn't as experienced, and he may not even have been as strong as Voldemort. But his belief in his ability to defeat Voldemort, he didn't even know the prophecy. Harry Potter didn't even know the prophecy, and he was out here victorious. He was victorious before he knew the prophecy. The prophecy was only one of them has to live. Only one of them is going to live. And Harry Potter is the chosen one. Harry Potter could have chose to rule over Voldemort's army and take over. But he chose family. He chose to start a family of his own. He walked away from all that type of stuff. He destroyed all the things that people would have killed for and did kill for. He destroyed all of it. I think he kept the cloak though, the cloak of invisibility. He destroyed the most powerful wand in the world. And there was something else. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it and walked away from it. What was it? He didn't care for power. There was a price on his head from birth. He just wanted to be a kid. He just wanted to be free. He just wanted to be happy. The darkness will take over your body. Negativity will take over your body. Doubt, fear, stress, strife will take over your life if you allow it to. If you believe that you are worthless, that you're not enough, if you believe that these things are true about you, then you've allowed these negative spirits to dwell in your body, in your mind, to take over. You have to shift your self-image, your self-belief. What do you want to believe about yourself? What does Snipe say? Control your emotions. Don't allow your emotions to control you. You govern your mind. You're in charge of your heart posture. You are responsible for the experiences that you go through in life and the response to life, your response to life, because there are things that are out of your control, but how you respond to it is in your control. And then you have all these disciplines. Art is a discipline. Mechanics is a discipline. Architecture is a discipline. You have all these disciplines. But one thing that we would never think to discipline is our mind. Discipline. The practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using I don't like punishment. I don't like the using punishment as a reinforcement. Using punishment to correct disobedience. Because you have to plan to punish somebody. And if, say, okay, let's go past that. A branch of knowledge typically once studied in higher education trains someone to obey rules or a code of behavior. Yeah. So say you are disciplining your mind. You want to plan for success. You want to position yourself for success. Failure is not an option. And even if you fail, you use that failure as a stepping stone. You use it as a lesson. Say you want to lose weight, but you keep cheating yourself and you keep having cheat days and having a whole day where you're cheating yourself. Not a cheat meal, but a whole day. Your punishment is the lack of results. You wanted to lose weight. Now you're 20 pounds heavier or whatnot. That's your punishment. The consequences of you disobeying yourself is the punishment. That's how I look at it. Because I don't want to plan to punish myself. I want to put all that planning, all that energy that I'm going to put into planning, I'm going to plan for my reward. Because I'd rather reinforce myself with positive reinforcement than negative reinforcement. You have to train your mind. And this is what Snape and Harry Potter was going to do. They was training his mind. He was strengthening his mind to protect himself from naysayers and the seed of doubt and the seed of fear. Voldemort was trying to plant seeds in Harry Potter's mind and his heart. But you are your ranger. You're the one who has to man that garden. Nobody plants seeds in your garden. You are the one that allows seeds to be planted or rejects seeds. You pull out weeds. If it ain't faith, I don't want it. If it's not the word of God, I don't want it. But that's all I had to say. Because I brought up Harry Potter, but I wasn't sure if I actually explained why I brought up Harry Potter. So we went through how to protect your mind using Harry Potter as a reference. Control your emotions, don't allow your emotions to control you. Have discipline over your mind. And nurture your memory bank. Invest in your memory bank. You're the one who's responsible for your experiences in your life. Who you hang around, what you watch, what you think, what you read. These all build up. These all add to the foundation of who you will become. What you think, how you think about yourself, how you view the world, your perspectives in life. You are in charge, you are in control, you have authority over your life. After a certain age, your parents no longer have authority over you, and then you are the one behind the wheel. You're in the driver's seat. You decide where you're going and who's riding with you and what car you're driving. And the mindset that you're going to have on that journey. The people that you got in the car with you, they're either gonna make the trip worse, agonizing. It's still point A to point B, but what happens in the middle is what matters. Or they could be bumping music, having a good time, having good conversations, and then you have a good memory to add to your memory bank, to invest in your memory bank, to deposit in your memory bank. What memories do you want to hold on to? Good memories is what protect you from negative energy. And that's what we learned in Harry Potter. If I can find the clip where he was talking about the happiest memory is the most powerful, and it has to be a happy memory, the happiest. I think he chose a memory of his parents, and that was the strongest memory, because that was the memory that brought the most joy. That was the memory that was love induced. Control, discipline, and love protected Harry Potter from Voldemort spiritually, mentally, emotionally, on a holistic level. He was protected. Because he was in the driver's seat. Voldemort was trying to take the wheel, but Harry Potter was like, no, this is my car. You gotta kick rocks, you gotta hit the red. I'm going in a completely different direction, B. And that's what we learned today from Harry Potter. And that is all. And I wish you all well. Stay safe out here in these spiritual streets. So I hear. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.